it. So if you folks will join me, we will say our promise of community action. So, community action changes people's lives, embodies the spirit of hope, improves communities, and makes America a better place to live. We care about the entire community, and we are dedicated to helping people help themselves and each other. So thank you. I like to ground us all in that. My name is Andrea Olson. I'm the executive director. I'm used to trying to look all around, and it's like awkward for me to look at people who are only at one table, right? Because you learn that in public speaking class. You need to like look all around. So I'm looking at all my friends sitting in empty chairs. But my name is Andrea. I'm the executive director of the Community Action Partnership of North Dakota, and I also serve as the Region 8 RPIC lead. So I get to work with all of North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Colorado, Utah, and Wyoming. And one of the projects that we have done together as an RPIC is we've really been trying to enhance our online learning platform. We've been really trying to open up ways for folks to engage with different trainings, specifically folks being able to learn at their own pace. We know it's really tough, especially in the climate we're in right now, for folks, to get to conferences and different trainings. So we're going to be talking today about the Region 8 Moodle Academy. And what is this academy? This academy is an online learning platform that provides training and resources for a variety of different topics related to community action. Things like CSBG, ROMA, data and technology. And this is something that is free of charge for all staff at all community action agencies across North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Colorado, Utah, and Wyoming. So we'll talk a little bit about how to sign up for the academy, how to enroll in the academy courses, and how to sign in. We have instructions for all of that on the website. So I just kind of want to get us all on the same page about even what is the Region 8 RPIC. The RPIC is a collaborative between all of the state associations and all of the state CSBG offices serving the 75 community action agencies across our region. So again, that's North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Colorado, Utah, and Wyoming. The RPIC is also very intentional about partnering with National Community Action Partnership. We heard from Taylor earlier today. NASCASP, which is our acronym that doesn't flow very well off the tongue. Also CAPLA and OCS to develop responsive training and technical assistance. So that's what we do as an RPIC. We do a lot of training that covers the CSBG annual reporting, things like community needs assessments, strategic planning, tripartite board governance, all kinds of good stuff that the RPIC has been engaged with over the years. And all, like I said, all public and private community action agencies across Region 8 are encouraged to participate. So why did the Region 8 RPIC create the Region 8 Academy? We really wanted to try to centralize regional trainings in one accessible online platform. And bear with me for just a minute because I'm trying to switch my technology, so give me just 1 second here. It's very awkward setup, and if it's all come crashing down, well, there we go. That's a little bit better, but now I bet folks in the room can't see me very well. We okay? All right, perfect. So again, we wanted to centralize everything into one accessible online platform. We wanted to be able to offer both Region 8 wide content as well as state-specific training opportunities. So when you log into Moodle, when you create your account, you're going to see things that are specific to the whole region, and then you'll see things that your state association folks have put in there specific to your state. We really want to provide flexible and self-paced learning opportunities just to support community action professionals. We know that everybody's really busy and lots of things going on. We wanted to create a consistent onboarding experience across agencies. And of course, we want to build capacity with things that are so important to our network: ROMA, board governance, compliance, ensuring that all CSBG eligible entities, both large and small, can access quality training and technical assistance. And it's all about continuous learning and professional development. And that applies to our staff and our board members. So benefits of an online learning platform. Again, it's accessible anytime, anywhere. There's no travel that's required. It's self-paced learning, so folks are able to learn on their own schedule. It's reusable content, so you can use the courses over and over again. Maybe you use them for onboarding new staff, for refreshers, and for just general staff development opportunities. This also allows us to track progress, so we can easily monitor both completion and participation. Like I mentioned before, just a wide variety of topics, very cost effective, and just encourages continuous learning. And we're all about promoting a culture of both growth and improvement. What kind of benefits happen to community action agencies with an online learning platform? It supports onboarding. This is a way to get new staff up to speed quickly. You don't have to say, oh, well, we're going to wait for the National Partnership Conference in August. You can really get folks going right away. It strengthens agency capacity. This gives you access to training and governance, compliance, and I talked about my beloved ROMA and even more. And this can also be customized for local needs. Like I mentioned, there's state-specific content that can be made available. As an example, like I said, I'm from North Dakota, and in our state-specific content on Moodle, we've been really working with a lot of case manager content lately. That's all been uploaded to Moodle, so people, again, can be onboarded, they can go back and rewatch it, all those kinds of things. Another thing that our region is really big on is working to engage board members, including dedicated training for those folks to understand governance and oversight. This also helps community action agencies improve consistency. You have a way to understand that everybody is hearing the same information. This provides a documentation opportunity, so we can print off like completion certificates. You can keep those on file for audits or grant reporting. And I think this one is one of the more important ones. Really just reinforces network connection. I think that's something we experience so much within our Region 8. We really want staff to feel empowered and see themselves as part of a larger movement. And we think Moodle is a great avenue to do so. So using the Region 8 Academy in your agency, and I should just clarify, I use the term Region 8 Academy and Moodle interchangeably. Region 8 Academy is on the Moodle platform, and I just tend to use those use those terms interchangeably. So again, we would encourage you to use the Academy for all of these purposes that you see here on your screen. Can help you onboard new staff. This can help you with board member education. We can have different team-based learning opportunities. You could incorporate this into staff development plans. We have an agency in North Dakota that utilizes this Region 8 Academy, and that's part of the onboarding that they do with their new staff. Again, we just appreciate that consistency. We know people are hearing the same information. And you can use it in your agency to help people have refreshers on key topics. And again, you have the opportunity to document training to help you with compliance. So like maybe Becky from your state office wants to find out how many of your staff attended different trainings. Moodle would be able to offer that to Becky for her state office monitoring purposes. So that's just a little bit about Moodle and kind of why and the logic behind why we decided to do it. So in order to find the Region 8 Academy, you would go to, the easiest way is to go to the Region 8 RPIC website. So that's Region 8, numeric 8, Region 8 RPIC.org. And there we have it pretty well spelled out. There are instructions on there that you can download for creating your new account. So the platform will walk you through creating your account, establishing your username and password, and then it will also take you through receiving your confirmation email. You can see we used Faith as our guinea pig here. So it's like, thanks, Faith, for signing up. So there are instructions on there. And I think the instructions might be uploaded on the conference app as well, but please don't hold me to that. It's honestly probably just easiest to go to the Region 8 RPIC website. But you will get confirmation once it is all set up. And then when you are enrolled into the Region 8 Academy, and I'm going to bring it up here in just a minute. I'm going to get through my slides and then I'll show you the actual website. Again, these are free courses. This is free of charge. The RPIC is able to cover the expenses. So again, all staff from all community action agencies, all CSBG eligible entities across North Dakota are able to log in. We have some trainings on there, like an intro to community action. I think we have some cybersecurity stuff up there. That might be Utah specific. We have stuff up there on organizational standards and also board member roles and responsibilities. And after I show you the website, I would just love to hear a little bit more, like what training, other training topics would folks like to see on the Region 8 Moodle? You know, are there knowledge gaps that you feel exist in your state or in your agency? What would help you with onboarding, advancing some of that type of stuff? Are there specific needs for, and I deliberately left that blank because I would like us to fill that in. You know, maybe you need something for board members, maybe you need something for program staff or fiscal teams, or specifically just for supervisors, people who are serving in leadership roles. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna kind of jump ahead and then we'll go back to the actual website. But within the network, the Region 8 Moodle Academy is not your only learning opportunity or your only learning resource. Our National Community Action Partnership, they have a number of webinars, toolkits, different communities of practice that are available to us. NASCASP, Cheryl Williams talked to us about this earlier today, you know, different toolkits that they're working on, but they have a lot of data report training, annual report training, CapLaw is a fantastic resource. If you're not connected with CapLaw yet, I would absolutely recommend getting connected with them. They have a lot of great trainings available on board governance, all within that legal umbrella of what CapLaw does for the network. Office of Community Services, obviously a plethora of resources available through them. And of course, shameless plug for the state associations. That's what we're here for. We are training and technical assistance providers. So tap into your state associations as well. And one thing that's kind of newer to the network that I want to touch on is YouTube and different podcasts. Like Savannah from CapLaw told us earlier today that CapLaw is going to have a podcast. National Community Action Partnership already has a YouTube channel. The Promise, and they have a podcast as well, the Promise of Community Action podcast. I know our colleagues in New York, that state association has a podcast now. So just cool opportunities for us to tap into. And of course, opportunities like this, right? Different peer networking, work groups, advisory boards. So give me just a second here, and I'm going to flip over to the website. Okay. Why did that not come up? I think I'm going to just bear with me here, folks. If you're seeing a blank screen online, that is not a mistake. Okay. Okay, now if you're seeing a blank screen online, that is a mistake. Maybe when we toggle back and forth, it seems like, Holly, I'm going to ask you to let me know if you are also seeing a blank screen on your end. Can you shoot me a message, Holly? Because we can't see it here. And I swear to you guys, it was working right beforehand. Okay, it's blank for the virtual folks as well. So, Ava and Abby, would you guys mind seeing if you can see some of our friends in the white shirt? Thank you. Unless you want to take a look, Becky, see what you got. Like we can see it here. I can see, okay, I can only see it on the computer. Okay, Holly, we're looking for tech support, so let me know if anything changes. And that doesn't come up either. What in the heck is happening here? And I shut down the slide deck, but like if I pulled this back up, will it come on? No, we've had total technical failure in whatever room I'm in, Loveland A. Yeah, oh good, our folks are here. I swear to you, it was working earlier. And then as soon as Seth walked out, it was like, nope, I'm not cooperating.
So it's because you had it on notes view here whenever you were in it. So if we switch to duplicate, it'll show everything here and there. But if you start your PowerPoint up again, it'll go back into notes view automatically.
Perfect. This is what we needed. Okay, Holly, can you see it now? Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I'm glad it was easy.
Yeah, it was super easy for you. Okay. So everybody in the room here can see it. I'm just going to give it 1 second and make sure the folks online can see it. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Holly, for the remote tech support. I appreciate that very much. So, I am logged in to the Region 8 Academy, and my login probably looks a little bit different than yours because, you know, I've been in the system quite a few times, and I'm also an administrator. But know that the Region 8 Academy is a perpetual work in progress. So let's just look here. Like when I log in, I can see this navigating conflict presentation. So you're going to go into navigating conflict, and there's going to be like down here, it says navigating conflict packet. The presenter provided all of her information, and you'll be able to download all of that just right there within Moodle. And then you can watch navigating conflict. Oh shoot, now that I let tech support leave, watch the audio not work. Let's see what happens here. Can you guys hear that online? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I think we're Holly, I'm going to ask you to I'm officially not looking at the waiting room anymore. Thank you. Oops. Don't panic, anybody. It's going to be in the chat here in just a few seconds. So again, welcome. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And without further ado, Emily, thank you so much for being here, and welcome to Community Action.
Thank you so much. Well, good morning, everybody. Yes, you will need the packet for our session for the next hour, so make sure that you have that. If you just have it electronically, that's okay too. You can either do it that way or you can print it off. And then you might just want to have like a pen and paper a little bit nearby as well, just in case you want to jot down some things as we're talking. The other thing that we're going to utilize today is the chat, because I think that's a good way to solicit answers with a little bit larger group. So we'll be utilizing that as well. So you can just kind of keep the chat open. And I did just see the packet pop in.
So we don't have to watch all of navigating conflict. I just wanted to make sure that you saw that it was there. So that's an example of how this would work. We also have compassion resiliency training that has been uploaded. And again, you can see all these different resources that the provider made available to us. Those are all definitely in there. You can take a pre-training questionnaire. And this one is a two-part training. This is tips for improving client interaction and communication. And then part 2 is dealing with difficult people. Everybody, thank you. I promise I'm not on all of them. Welcome. We are here for the Compassion Resilience Part 1 of our 2-part webinar. And we know folks are just getting audio and video connected. Looks like we have a few more. The attendance just kick it out. So registration will be coming soon. Oh, shameless plug for this conference.
Or what you would do in that situation. So we're going to talk about this first, some communication tips. So the biggest communication problem that we do have, everybody, is that we do not listen to understand, right? We listen to reply. We're not listening to what someone says because we're formulating what we're going to say next to the person. And if we really try to mindfully listen, we're not interrupting, the other person isn't defensive. And it's very hard to listen. Listening is a skill. If you've ever noticed that, most people are not good listeners. And the other part of that is to be curious by asking questions and open-ended questions and not being judgmental.
Kay Glidden and Beth
So
Lewis
the
are
first
they're
thing we're
really
going to
big
talk about is
partners.
mindfulness.
There we go. They're really big partners
And if
for
you look at the
us. Oh, there
picture,
we don't
the
go. She's still talking. But Kay Glidden and Beth Lewis from Compassion Resiliency are really strong partners within the Region 8 network. We also have some that are set up without videos. So this intro to community action, this is something that you could go in and just see the knowledge assessment, really cool timeline of community action, just lots of good things that are in here. And this is kind of what I was referencing earlier when you're trying to onboard new staff. This would be a great way to go ahead and do it. So let's see here. What kind of questions does Becky have? What are your thoughts, Becky? Have you spent any time in this? What are you thinking?
I was on there probably when I very first started a few years back and haven't been on since and just wanted to get an understanding and a sense of it.
Yeah.
Able to support the community action agencies.
Absolutely. And like I said, this is a perpetual work in progress. So we do have state-specific training. So Becky, I'll just keep using you as an example because I don't know where the people online are from. Becky's with the state office in Colorado. You would be able to access anything that's available for the whole entire region, and then you would be able to access anything that is specific to Colorado. Let's see, let's pull up the North Dakota ones because that's the ones I'm most familiar with. And honestly, Becky, you guys could go into the North Dakota ones too. We're not too picky. But there would be stuff in there that isn't relevant to you. Like we recently launched a new program, and it's a terrible acronym. It's called the Home ARP program. But everything we do within the program, all of the trainings that we've done, we did a 4-part training series across the month of December, and we've logged all of those here. So you can really get into those kind of like nuanced needs within your state. Like Holly from my team also administers the supportive services for veteran family training. And she has very specific trainings that folks need to complete. One of them being everybody's favorite, fraud, waste, and abuse. So we have to be able to track for the VA, because that's who gives us our funding. We have to be able to track for the VA how many people completed the fraud, waste, and abuse training. And this is a great story. Holly sent it out to everybody and was like, okay, you guys folks need to please do this fraud, waste, and abuse training. And she sends it out, and staff didn't necessarily understand that Holly was able to track who had done it and how long it took them to complete the training. And fraud, waste, and abuse training, very, very important training. I don't want to discredit it or take anything away from it, but it is a little bit painful. Like maybe if you're really into fraud, waste, and abuse, you would disagree with what I said, but the training is something like 90 minutes long. So Holly emails everybody, is like, okay, folks, let's please take this training. And less than 5 minutes later, she got an email back saying, so-and-so completed the training. Well, what they had done is they had watched it, but they fast forwarded it. And I'm not saying that I blame them. I'm also saying I definitely don't condone that behavior. But, Holly was able to use that as a program management oversight opportunity. Like, hey, person, we appreciate that you went on there, but unfortunately, we can see it only took you 5 minutes to do it. So we're going to need you to go ahead and log back in and do that. So I think it's really great. it's been really helpful for us in North Dakota. I'm with the state association, and my state office person is Ben. And he and I, every quarter, we do board of directors trainings. Like right now, we're spending a lot of time talking about board member roles and responsibilities, specifically with their fiduciary oversight responsibilities, and making sure that folks know how to read an audit report, how to read a financial statement, what kind of questions should board members be asking, what kind of documentation from their fiscal director and their executive director should they be looking for. We don't have those trainings uploaded here yet, but we will, and then it'll be available for board members to go to. So we're trying to just be very intentional about recording a lot of our trainings. I'm not sure if we have anything up. Yes, we did it. Annual report training with NASCASP, and that was specific to the North Dakota agencies. So we recorded that and we were able to put that on here. Some of the feedback that I've gotten from folks is like, okay, I watched I watched the recording when we did it live, and I was taking notes, but then when I tried doing the annual report, I couldn't remember what somebody said about XYZ, So then they really loved having this annual report training on Moodle, because then they could go back and they could listen to it verbatim. So just some different oversight opportunities, some just good refresher, reminder opportunities for everybody. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was another one I was gonna focus on, and I don't think that there is. So I think what I'd love to do now, and I'm sorry, people online, I do not know how to, the chat has been disabled. So let's do it like this. We can get some feedback from Becky in the room, but if you folks have specific feedback on what would be helpful in Moodle, what kind of courses you think would be a good idea to log and catalog within Moodle, there's an email address right down here, training@capnd.org. Send that on over to us, and we can get everything. We get all of those emails. We absolutely take it under consideration. So Becky, I'm sorry to keep picking on you, but what would be, can you think of any trainings that would be helpful for specific? I guess the first one that comes to mind for me for Colorado would be anything related to public community action agencies, because they're not so vastly different, but in a lot of ways they are so vastly different. So I see some opportunities there. I can't think of anything else specific for Colorado off the top of my head. Yeah. So folks on the call, again, feel free to email training@capnd.org, no matter what state you're with, because if you're from Montana and you email me, I work with your state association and your state office, and we can work on building Moodle and building the curriculum that's in there that would be advantageous for all of us. And I'm wondering if it's going to let me go here to. Let's go. I'm not promoting whatever news is on here. I'm simply trying to get to the Region 8 rpic.org. So this is the Region 8 RPIC website. We have our online learning resources. Then you go here to the Region 8 Academy. So totally accessible for everybody. And then down here are the instructions for signing up for the Academy, how to enroll in specific Academy courses, signing into the Academy. Very, very, see, it's not gonna let me show you because I'm already signed in. But yeah, so any other questions that I can answer? or thoughts? Do you see some opportunity here, Becky? Yeah, I do too. I do too. Um, Well, honestly, I don't see the need to stay longer than we need to. It's been a really long day. I know for folks joining online, that's a lot of time to be at your desk and on your computer. For those of us in person, it was a brutally early start to our day as well. So I think we will go ahead and just close the session early. I really appreciate you guys being here. Becky, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Please do check out the Region 8 Academy. We have a lot of cool stuff on there. Pretty straightforward to get logged in, pretty straightforward to navigate. Again, feel free to use it for the onboarding, for refreshers, for there's ways to utilize it for program oversight as well. And then email us at training@capnd.org with any additional ideas you might have. Our next breakout session starts at 3:30 Mountain, 4:30 Central. So I am more than happy to give us all some of our time back today. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thanks, folks.